Hi, I'm Jessica with the Santa Paula Art Museum, and welcome to Art Club. This project is called Doodle Journal. We are making an artist journal for you so you can have a place to practice your art ideas. And we will decorate the cover of the journal with a friendly doodle style artwork that is inspired by the American artist Keith Haring. Keith Haring loved to doodle and draw, and he used just a simple black marker to make his doodles everywhere and make a difference and brighten up his world. He inspired many other artists, and he always doodled images that were filled with good energy, fun, and friendship. So let's get started with our project. You'll need supplies like a black marker, pastels, some scissors, the yarn provided, newsprint pages, and a multimedia piece of paper in the size 9x12. So the first step you're going to take is to fold the 9x12 mixed media paper in half. Your paper should be vertically placed, and you're going to fold it in half along the middle, and then flip it over so that the folded side is facing upwards. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fold it up one more time, hot dog style, so that you have a nice line that will serve as a guide later as we're drawing. Now we're going to take the black marker and we're going to start our doodles. So the first thing you'll want to do is use your hand as a guide as well and cover up the left half of the paper so that you can draw on the right side of the paper. And we're going to do some dots about an inch apart from where you're resting your hand, and so I'll start by making a head that should be almost close to a circle at the guided line. Then I'm going to add 2 dots and make a short shoulder. And then draw another dot to connect the arm. And by now we should be at the guided line, so let's go underneath it and add another dot for our arm. Now here we can take another half circle and it'll be the hand. The next step is to add another dot, and this time it's going to be a triangle so that we can show that there is the arm connected to the torso. And now we can do the left side of his body. So again, I'm just going to add a couple dots here to guide me down straight and show that it's the torso. Let's do some dots that kind of form like a shape of L for the legs. So I did it one time, and then I'll do 3 more dots and do it a second time so you can see the legs forming. And then a third time, and you should have a leg there. 2 legs. Great. So now what we can do is we can cover up the right side with our hand, and we're going to work on the left side. And I did mention it's 2 figures, so here we'll draw the second head. Remember, try to get it approximately as close as the first head size, and also guide it towards the guideline. Next, I'm going to add the shoulder by adding 2 dots and connecting it. And then I'll add another dot. And I'll add a little half circle for the arm. And of course, here we're going to do another triangle so that we can show the torso is next to the arm. So the next step is to draw the legs, and again, we're going to do a bended motion, so we're drawing just 3 dots and connecting them so they're a little angled. Then we'll add an extra line for the torso and add 2 dots that will form the arm going behind the head of our figure on the right. And you can add a little hand there too. And now we have to connect the arm from our figure on the right to the figure on the left. Awesome. Now since we're still using dots as a guide, we might also be able to use it for the background. So I added 2 dots behind the figure on the left, and then I'll add 2 in the middle so that we can add a straight line for our background. Great. Now let's add some details like how Keith Haring has in his drawings and his doodles, and we're going to add some dots. And he also is very famous for his dynamic lines. So that's what I'm adding here. These little short lines that are around the body of our little figures. Now this is a great example of our vocabulary word, dynamic action. Dynamic action means that you feel a sense of energy and movement in the picture. And this picture isn't really moving, but it feels like there's energy around these 2 people, doesn't it? The lines that we have added around their bodies creates a sense of movement and maybe even some emotions around these bodies. Like maybe they are hugging or they're really happy to see each other. Even though these lines are simple, they created a lot of meaning in this scene. They created a dynamic action. Now we're going to take the next step and use the side of the marker to thicken the outlines. Now this will also help cover up those black dots we used as guides so that they don't show up in our drawing. It's a very nice little doodle here. Make sure to go all around both figures and thicken the outline lines that are surrounding the little characters. And then what you can do is color in with your pastels or crayons, your figures, and your background. Great, now that we've colored in our cover, we can fold the newsprint and you're going to add it into the booklet. So make sure that the folded edge is connecting to the folded edge for the cover, and then you just close it in. And we're going to take our scissors and cut the corners on the top right and the top left. And if you were to open it up, you can see that the pages align and we're good to go, and we're going to start binding our book. So what you're going to do for your next step is to grab the yarn and make sure that it's even on both sides. Turn it around after you've added it to the booklet, and you're going to just tie it, and you can even make a nice little bow, and that will help reinforce the binding. cool. So this book you can doodle in and you can have art ideas. And there you have it, your doodle journal. I hope you enjoyed this project and I'll see you in the next video.